Welcome. My name is Diana Waring, and I'm glad you're here. You know, there's a lot of pressure out there in the homeschooling world. Pressure to make sure your kids are keeping up, succeeding, even excelling beyond anyone else. You know, the idea that if this much is good, then way too much must be just right. I'd like to give you some perspective on this mad dash because it might make all the difference for your kids. So, imagine you have a 6-year-old boy. You come to him and ask, "Would you like to have some steak tonight?" "Oh, yes, Mommy. You know I love steak." And you smile. "Good. Would you like to have some corn on the cob too?" At this, he starts dancing around. "Oh, yes, yes. Corn on the cob is my favorite." And you smile. "Good. How about some garlic bread on the side, maybe some baked potato with butter and sour cream?" "Mommy, yes. I love garlic bread and I love baked potato too." "Great. So come on over to the table and sit down, and I'll bring out all of these favorite foods for you." And there he sits with wonder and awe in his eyes, anticipating and salivating over this great meal. But you were kind of inexperienced preparing dinner for a 6-year-old. You walk in with a 32-ounce steak. That's 2 pounds of steak, the kind restaurants say, if you eat it all, it's free. A dozen ears of corn on the cob, an entire loaf of garlic bread, and 6 huge baked potatoes. He's still eager and smiling. And then you say, "Now, honey, you can't get up from the table until you've eaten every bite." Can you imagine? How long would it take for a 6-year-old to eat all that food? And if somehow he managed to do it over the course of an entire day or two, what do you think his response would be the next time you asked him if he'd like to have steak for dinner, or corn on the cob, or garlic bread, or baked potato? Obviously, he's going to shudder and run away screaming. Now, what just happened in my imaginary example is that the very menu items that that little boy had been so excited about suddenly turned into something awful, something harsh and distasteful. He'll probably never eat steak again. Okay, now let's bring it back to homeschooling. You received that curriculum you paid good money for, and when you opened up the box, it told you what your student is supposed to do. Here's the deal, though. They don't know your son or your daughter. They don't know how well they're reading or what struggles they currently have in academics. They don't know how long your son or daughter can stay engaged or the struggles your family is going through. But I'm here to tell you, doing too much too soon destroys a student's hunger to learn. So if the directions say, "Set the table with a 32-ounce steak, a dozen ears of corn, a loaf of garlic bread, and 6 baked potatoes, give your students 1 hour to eat it," then look those directions in the eye and very loudly say, "No!" And if you're feeling the pressure for your kids to excel beyond their abilities, then look that pressure in the eye and very loudly say, "No!" Learn together at a pace that's sustainable for your kids. Learn together at a pace that keeps the awe and wonder in their eyes. Learn together at a pace that keeps them engaged and wanting more. That's right, you've got it now. Stay relational.